Welcome back. This is the spring of 1704 and it looks as though war is imminent. The Prussian treasury really can't sustain the Prussian army in its current strength, so it needs to be put to good use. And although I wasn't expecting to go to war until 1705, I think the situation really dictates that it's going to have to happen now. Okay, the Imperial Palace is built in Berlin. That's nothing important. More troops have arrived. We've got too many actually to fit in Berlin, I noticed. They're starting to spill out onto outside fortifications and things. And somebody's got a mistress. Quick check on the government. Oh, he's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The industrial revolutionary, but he's also frugal and thrifty, which is no use to anybody. He's also an agrarian, so he might be a good treasurer if it weren't for the fact that he doesn't like to spend money. Don't really understand that trait. I would have thought a good treasurer would be reluctant to spend money, but never mind. That's beside the point. Let's get on. Everybody happy? Yes, reasonably anyway. Trade-wise, we lost our trade with the Ottoman Empire again, but the good news is we got it back with Great Britain. So swings and roundabouts. Diplomacy tab. Nothing particularly new there. I'm not going to go through and check the research again this term. We haven't got anything new to trade, so I'll wait until we've finished researching ring bayonets before I check that again. Anything new to be built? Don't think so. I'm still not building the Admiralty building. I don't see the point. At some point later in the game I would probably decide to start producing a navy, but at the moment there is really no point to it. Oh yes, he's going down to have a look at Vienna, isn't he? Oops. No, I don't really want to infiltrate, I just want to go and have a look. Okay, so that's the end of summer 1704. Or it would be, except that I think this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. Let's just decide whether we're going to go to war this term. Poland has finished upgrading the government buildings in West Prussia, so I might as well take them. They don't have to be building anything new, and there's no defences. Dresden, oh, Dresden's still building its royal palace, but it's going to take 5 turns, and I'm not prepared to wait 5 turns for them to finish. They haven't got any fortifications, so I don't think I can hang around any longer. Have they got any new allies or anything? No. Saxony? No. So I think this is the moment, really. Seize the day, as they say. Okay, here we go. I'm going to take General Alexander and his cavalry and most of the regular infantry out of Königsberg into this army here. How many more slots have I got? Oh, I've got plenty. Right. Take the rest of it then. I'll take the artillery as well. Okay, so that's his army. He's ready to go. We're just going to declare war on Poland. I tend to do, you don't have to do this, it'll sort of happen automatically, but I like to be a bit pedantic. Okay, we're going to see if Great Britain joins us and how many of Russia's allies, Poland's allies actually join. Okay. So, who's at war with us now then? At war we've now, Saxony declared war in support of Poland, as did Russia and Courland. So we've now got 4 nations at war with us. Not an ideal answer, but you know, can't be helped really. It was always a risk. Britain is now at war with Poland. I think it was already though. So that being the case, we can now invade West Prussia at our will, and we have a perfect excuse also for attacking Saxony. So again, extract our regular troops. How many more slots? We've got 3. So we'll take the artillery and 2 more units of infantry. Okay. One of the advantages of declaring war before you move your troops is that you get to find out how many of your enemy's allies join the war before you actually move any of your men. And in this instance we know that not only did Saxony join the war along in support of Poland, but also Courland did as well. So I can't actually see how strong the Courland army is, but there is a risk that it might come marching down that road in the next turn or 2. So also it has to be said that West Prussia is only guarded by 1 pike unit, so there's no real justification for sending the entire of Donnerschlobitten's army into West Prussia. What I'm going to do instead is send 1 reinforced infantry brigade, or detach 1 reinforced infantry brigade. I'll give it a general. General Gottman, or Brigadier Gottman perhaps, and that will attack West Prussia, while the rest of Donnerschlobitten's army is going to march towards Warsaw. Now the aim isn't necessarily to take Warsaw, although it doesn't look like it's very strongly guarded. What it will do is pin down the Polish army and prevent them interfering in West Prussia, and also it leaves Donnerschlobitten's army within reasonable marching distance of Königsberg if a Courland army comes marching down that road. So let's make a start. Brigadier Gottman and his force is going to attack Gdansk. There we go. I'll just see if they'll surrender, which would be the sensible thing to do. No, they refuse, so we're going to have to fight this battle. Right, so I've been wondering how best to do the battles, because obviously a battle can take up to an hour. So I think what I'm going to do is fight the battle, record it, and then just post a sort of a summary of it in this video, but with a link to a separate video if somebody actually wants to go and watch the entire battle through. I'm going to try to do that. So I'm going to fight this battle now, and then we'll see what happens. Most of the Polish army were hiding in a large wood that you can see in the picture. Rather than fight the Poles in the wood, General Gottman decided to deploy the Prussian infantry in the open ground on the right and marched them off in that direction. There they came under attack from a solitary unit of armed citizenry. However, they were quickly overwhelmed by superior Prussian musketry and then ridden down by the Prussian cavalry. The Prussian infantry were then redeployed to the left, parallel with the main road, across the Polish flank. Eventually, after closing to the very outskirts of the wood, the Prussian infantry forced the Poles to react, and they came charging out of the wood. The Prussian 1st Regiment on the extreme left of the line were put under extreme pressure by the Polish pikemen, but eventually the Prussian cavalry came to their assistance, charging the pikemen in the rear and routing them. The armed citizenry had already been put to flight by the Prussian musketry from the rest of the line, and so the flight of the pikemen essentially ended the battle. So, having annexed West Prussia, I'll now see if Donna Slobitten's army can actually besiege Warsaw. No, I didn't think so. It can't reach that far. That does give me an opportunity though to get some additional troops. Order some more infantry. No, too many. So next turn we'll besiege Warsaw unless the Courland army turns up. Actually, that reminds me, I made a bit of a mistake sending this rake over towards Vienna. What I'll do instead is send this guy over to Courland to see if we can find out if they are planning to send an army, and instead send him to take over the role of watching Silesia. That's actually a more useful deployment of my spies. Before we forget about West Prussia, we need to repair all the damage we've just caused. So I'm going to repair the governor's residence, build better roads, replace the losses in the army. I'll upgrade their craft workshop to a weaver's cottage, and I'll improve their farms. Oh, and they're not terribly happy either, so I'm going to exempt them from tax for a little while until they settle down. And that's all we've got time for in this video. In part 10 we'll look at the invasion of Saxony.